Welcome to Granny Shift, and I'm Ryan.
And I'm Jason.
And this is minute 87 of the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. And we see the car from beginning to end now.
A dramatic minute.
Yes.
But shouldn't be that dramatic.
No.
Yeah, so Sean just spun out last minute, and then scene change, he's talking to Twink, and he says, "We're almost there, Twink. Couple more tweaks." And I'm thinking, I haven't seen him make it around a corner yet.
Right.
But then Twink's getting all serious. He's like, "It ain't the car I'm worried about, man." And Sean's like, "What?"
What did you think that he was going to say? Like,
I was thinking, he's like, "Really?" Because it seems like there's still a lot of issues to work out, and we're running out of time.
I thought he was going to say, like, it's you I'm worried about.
Well, it is what he said.
Not
He just
really.
said it in a better way.
Yeah. So he says DK picked this mountain for a reason. It's his mountain.
But he's saying it's not the car, which the only other part to the race is Sean.
Well,
But
and the
he's
location.
not saying it's Sean's skill. He's saying DK knows this mountain so well.
Right.
And then he says he's the only one to ever make it to the bottom. And I'm like, what kind of road is this?
He's the only one to ever drift to the bottom? Like, have people died drifting on this mountain?
Yeah.
Or is it
every
like-
time, apparently.
Isn't this the same mountain that
Or
they were
they-
drifting on the other night with Neela? No, it's a different
Apparently
one.
not. But he's like, it's still, it's like maybe, okay, somebody lost drift on the way down. Well, what happens if you lose drift? It's a race, right? That's all you're trying to do is get to the bottom first.
First, right.
So if there's a straightaway, you probably shouldn't be manjiing the straightaway.
Do you... right. I don't know what Majing was, but I can... Maybe from context, like keeping your drift.
Yeah, you just whip it back and forth
Right.
on a straightaway. So
If someone were to drift down a mountain like this and someone were to race like as fast as they could, would the drifter win?
I mean,
Like if you like autocross the hill.
a grip car is going to be faster. Now, a drift car can be very fast, so depending on the car that's grip racing, it could beat it. But if that same drift car put on grippy tires all around and didn't kick his back end out and focused on maintaining grip, he would be faster, not getting angle. Like sometimes slight oversteer is a better way to go around a corner, but like not roasting your tires off around
Right.
the corner.
Right.
So,
So
but
if
yeah,
it's
that's why it's sort of a silly way to.
right.
I mean, I think when this came to be was like drifting being like the faster way on the Toge
Right.
was the little Corolla A86 with 75 horsepower.
Right.
So rather than braking really hard for the corner,
Right.
you're just throwing it out and like letting your momentum carry you through, and it like so you oversteered through the corner.
Right.
But when you have a car with power, I think you can brake and then accelerate out of the corner and you'll be faster.
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Would be interesting to...
But it's silly
Yeah.
to say nobody's ever made it to the bottom. Like, come on.
I
No
know
one.
they're like, how do we make this really dramatic?
Yeah, and
Like,
him and
oh, he's going to die on this hill.
and they're both just like staring off into the
Like-
distance. So
Like, I would have like laughed at him if I heard this, if I was Sean. But
Yeah.
he's just like, okay, well, I guess I'm either going to die or win.
yeah,
Like,
well, that's probably. I don't know if Sean ever considers dying. That is usually what's on the table with every decision he makes.
it definitely is.
So, but scene change.
Yep, we're back in the garage. So we got the Mustang where we want it, I guess, because we're painting it.
They didn't even
Buffing
paint
it.
it.
Yeah, they're
I mean,
just... We got guys chamoying,
This guy with a chamois on the it's
rough
like matte
paint.
black, right?
Yeah,
And then there's one guy with a buffing wheel, like working it.
yeah.
But
The
and
chamois is
then-
doing nothing. That's not...
Sean is installing a hydro e-brake, so that's good. And then
Yeah.
we get a shot of the wheels with the wheel off, or the wheel arch. And he does have a nice set of drilled and slotted Willwood brakes.
And they definitely... There's some
yeah, aftermarket tow
tie
rods. Toe. Those are tow rods on the
What's a
back
tow rod?
to adjust your toe.
It's a tie rod. A tie rod is what adjusts the toe.
Tow rod. I disagree. You can't adjust your tie. That's something
Unless
else.
tow rod is like an aftermarket, like
I thought it was a thing.
a performance thing, a performance name. A tie rod. You have an inner and outer tie rod that connect to your steering rack.
In the front.
It could be in the front or the back. It doesn't. Are you talking about in the back of the vehicle?
Adjustable rear camber, control arm, tow, traction kit, rear tubular tow rod links. I think they're tow rods in the back.
This is the rear of the vehicle, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
The tie rod would connect to your steering rack, right?
Yes.
Well, let us know if we're wrong.
But like this car would not have a tow rod.
In the
this
back.
Would be a control arm.
Yeah.
Or a lateral link, or like these are the names. I've never ever seen anything in stock steering or suspension called a tow rod.
So you have a traction bar. It depends. There's a lot of different suspension setups, and this would normally be a solid rear axle, right? On this car. So then you probably have.
No.
I thought Mustangs are all solid rear axles. Do you know what I mean? Maybe that's the wrong term.
Like a differential axle housing.
Yeah, but it's like a bar, and it's like all connected to the diff. There's no independent rear suspension in Mustangs.
I don't know.
Because they just went to independent rear this like recently, and people had a fit about it.
Oh,
it was
really?
Like their thing. But when you have control arms like this, they swivel, so it'd be a completely different rear setup.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Where'd they get this suspension from?
We don't know. So anyway, camera pans up, and the car is gloss black with gloss white stripes. Like they buffed it like crazy.
Like they chamoised this whole thing.
They got a roll cage in it.
This makes me so upset.
This car looks so good. Why?
This is so unrealistic. This is like months and months.
Possibly years of work.
Yeah. Like even if you like watch those shows where like they do this type of thing.
Right.
Professionally.
Yeah. It's still weeks.
It's still so long. Because like the owner keeps stopping by after a couple weeks. Where are you at? You know.
Well, and you need to wait for parts. A lot of stuff's custom. But the car, they show it from the front then, and it looks really good because it's got that front mount hanging in it.
Yeah, it does look really good. I mean, I love how it looks.
Good-looking car.
But
it just shouldn't have happened that quickly.
Oh, they don't even have a right mirror? Interesting.
Isn't that a thing?
To drop the right mirror? I don't know. All right, so we get a glimpse of the road here. And it looks like one of the levels from Need for Speed Underground.
Exactly. And they even do, well, it reminds me of Need for Speed Carbon.
Yeah.
Because there's toge drifts in that, and this is how the races start, with a dark colored pan, that camera's panning over it.
Yeah.
And then there's these drum sounds right as the race is about to start.
Oh, really?
Like, and then the game zooms you into your car.
Okay.
And you're following, like that's how your race will start, is you're following the boss.
You're already moving.
Right.
Yeah.
But in this scene here in the movie, you get that drum sound. It's like, did you hear it?
No. Should we listen?
Yeah, wait. Let me get my mic. All right.
Oh.
You messed it back up.
All right.
It was before that. All right. Here's the heavy guitar riff.
As the heavy guitar riff. Now we're about to pan. We're panning. Oh, yeah.
That's how it always started. Anyhow, that's the end of minute 87? 5?
87. And,
oh, sorry.
That's all right. A lot of mic noise there happening.
Yeah, my bad. But to give you guys the audio.
Yeah.
You needed that.
Yeah. I'm sure they're happy they heard that.
Now we get banned from YouTube.
We'll get Brian Tyler's permission.
Okay. Who's that?
Brian Tyler, the guy that you keep shazamming about all the songs from this movie.
Gotcha. I was like, is that the guy that owns YouTube or something? Okay, that makes more sense.
So hopefully, you think the race will be next minute? Think we'll start it? Nah, they never do that.
No.
It's always a couple minutes.
Yeah.
So, but the race is coming soon. The movie's ending is coming soon. So we're excited.
Yes, we are.
Thanks for listening. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Jason.
Always remember,
winning's winning.